Okay. There's a tiny bit of air there. What is up, my suckers? I wish I was wearing earplugs right now, not because the bike is loud, it's not that loud. It's just because of all the freaking wind right now. I'm flying through the air, apparently. This bike is so much better at cutting through the air than the Super Duke because you're not up like this. You're like, oh, we're gonna go supernova. There you go, triple digits. Well, as you can see, I'm riding my Ninja 650, and what you haven't seen is that I've actually been riding this for the past few days, and oh my gosh, guys, I was explaining this to my buddy the other day. I was trying to say, like, okay, so my Super Duke is like twice as powerful as this bike, and I remember saying to myself before I ever had the Super Duke, I said, I bet I could ride this bike forever and just be happy with this one. And now that I don't live in ignorance anymore and I have a bike that's amazing, the best bike I've ever owned, the Super Duke, now that I've actually ridden that and I've gotten back on this bike, I've been able to, what's the word? What's the word? Yeah, I've been able to validate, is that the word? Validate my previous statement before when I was living in ignorance and saying I bet I could live with this bike and be happy. Well, guess what? It's actually true. If this was my only bike, I could be happy. There is so much fun to have on this bike. It's easy to ride, it's comfy, but it's also fun. Dude, I love this bike so much. When I was thinking out loud, when I was riding the past 2 days, I was like, you know what, I'm really glad I have this bike. So happy I have it. And that I have a chance to drive it. And not feel bad about not being able to ride the 1290, because the 1290 is in the shop, which I'm actually going to head to here pretty soon. Because, well, I want to see it, but also, you can see this foam mount here. It's kind of like elevated like that, which, you know, it works. It's a tank mount. But my Super Duke has a better mount. It uses one of these 4 bolts, and then the phone sits horizontally like this, and it fits just perfectly. And I was like, you know what, I want to do that with this mount. I want to put the phone up there. So I bought a kit. It's super easy to put on. You just replace one of these bolts, put a ball stem on it, and you put it on. And although it's not necessary, I want to see exactly which one of these 4 I put the Super Duke mount on, because I want to copy it if I can. I mean, I think it's this one, but if it is, I can't put a ball joint there. There's not enough room right there. So anyway, I just want to look at it just because, but then when I get home there today, I'm going to switch the phone mount and put it there. Hopefully by next week, I'll be on the Super Duke, which means this is kind of the only time you're going to see this bike for a while, probably, except for Moto Mondays, which, by the way, the first Moto Monday went out. For those of you who are behind, got a lot of, what do you say, support on it. People saying they like it, so good. I'm glad you like it. I had fun making it, and I'm back to making Moto Mondays right now. I got some footage on this bike, and nothing else I wanted to say except this isn't a big deal, but you see this little remote right here? Can I take it off without dropping it? Maybe. I have 2 of them. I bought a second one because this one wasn't working. The battery would shake around in the compartment. It would keep losing connectivity. So I was like, I'm going to try to fix this mamma jamma. So I did. Took it apart. And I just bent the heck out of it. And now, ka-chow. Oh, there you go. Ka-chow. It works. And so I'm very happy to have a remote so I can listen to music while I'm driving. And then instead of getting on my phone, I can... honestly, though, these buttons are super tiny and they're not very tactile and they're hard to use with gloves. But anyway, I can ride, listen to music, and go boop, pause it, talk to somebody on the road and get going. And shoot, I guess that's that story. Oh, another story since I'm still talking. I showed my last Finally Friday that I dropped off my spam card holders. Here's one right here. Ka-chow! Spam card holder. That's actually like the original black cut one for this bike. Anyway, I gave them to my brother. They're all done and they look really good. So whenever I get my Super Duke back, I'll put one of those card holders on there. Probably do it on my Zixer and my Sass also. But spam card holders are done. A story I thought of that I wanted to share is I woke up on Monday morning to my alarm. I set my alarm to wake me up before Moto Monday went live because I went ahead and set it as a premiere. I don't do premiere videos on YouTube. I was like, hey, it's the first Moto Monday in a long time. It'd be fun to join the chat and see what people are saying and whatnot and hang out and talk. So I set my alarm to go off half an hour before Moto Monday went up. Woke up and I was like, nah, sleep is good. I'm just going to sleep a little bit. So I went to sleep for a little bit. But the little bit went a little too long. I woke up and I completely missed Moto Monday's premiere lunch. I was like, God dang it! That was the whole point of... I'm only going to get one of the... So that sucked. I missed the premiere. So those of you who are watching Moto Monday premiere, I hope you had fun without me. I'm sure you did. Chat with each other. But I wanted to be there for that. It's just a stupid story. I slept through it. The end. I don't know if you can hear it. I sound like I'm driving like a douche, but I still maintain that this is the best sounding bike ever. And I know I'm wrong. That's my subjective opinion. There's probably an objectively better sounding bike, but this is my favorite sounding motorcycle ever. Still. And I have better bikes. Oh, a stop sign. Good. I know how to do that because the brakes in here are actually adequate. When I took it to the shop, they're like, the ABS light came on. I just had them change the battery and put on a mount. That's all I did. But the ABS light came on and it's not coming off. We don't know why. And I was like, I know why. It's because I actually disconnected it. I don't know if you saw that, but there's a big cable and it's disconnected. And I did it on purpose because the ABS, and it goes, because the ABS sucks on this bike. And I was like, exactly. It's not fun. So I disconnected it on purpose because, all right. I was like, yep. So I've, ridden with ABS. Obviously, what? I didn't see what he was doing. It looked like he was doing one of these. ABS on this bike is not fun. It does not work like you want it to. It's much more fun to ride without the ABS. Maybe I should have it turned off correctly, but I've mentioned this before, oh man, months ago. I disconnected it on purpose. It brakes just fine without it. I mean, it's not like it's a hard bike to drive. I can brake and feel fine with it. I can slide the rear tire and brake and feel fine with it. Like, I'm pretty comfortable. Oh man, now let's go left out of habit, but I'm gonna go forward. Please turn left. Thank you! Ka-chow! I didn't address this, but I started saying that recently. For some reason, for no good reason. I know Lightning McQueen says ka-chow in the Cars movie, but that's not why I thought of it. I just thought to start saying ka-chow, and it happened during my Twitch live streams. I'm streaming on Twitch right now. I'm still playing through Halo 5 on Xbox. If you want to join in, join Twitch is Walterific_games. So if you want to hang out there. Anyway, I started saying ka-chow, and I don't know if it was in the first Moto Monday, but it definitely is in my Moto Monday footage. I just started saying ka-chow, and I'm like, that's stupid. Whatever. It's a fad. I picked it up, or kind of came up with it, whatever. It'll go away on its own. Some fads last longer than others. Like suckers came up like a few months ago, and I'm still on that. Mama Jammas has been for even longer, but that came up at some point, and I'm still holding on to that. Whatever. I don't know how long ka-chow is going to last, but there's an official explanation. I came up with it, and then it turns out it already exists as a word. Then I just say ka-chow, and that's just how it is. Deal with it. Oh my gosh. I was kind of hungry, but now I'm getting, oh, please don't let it happen. I'm getting really hungry. I'm getting to the point, almost to the point where, man, it's not fun. I'm sure you've all experienced it. You're so hungry that you suddenly start shaking and sweating. Like, whoa, what is this? I think it's low blood sugar. I don't know. It's not fun. You're suddenly like hot and cold and sweating and like, oh, I need to, like, it's not even laying down or not. The priority you have in your brain is, I need to eat something now, anything. Just need to eat something. That's what I call a feeding frenzy. That's the word I had. Like, you need to eat something, anything. I had that like a couple days ago. The moral of the story is I'm getting close to that right now. I'm feeling the sweat and the shake starting to start my arms. Like, oh, dang it. Anyway, I know I'm going to get food. I'm going to get food soon. There's a place called Schlotsky's, and they have sandwiches. And I have not been there many times. Probably 4 times in my life. Twice kind of recently. And I was like, this is nice. But the sandwich place is on the way to the shop. So I'm going to pick up sandwiches in the drive-thru and then go on to the shop and just say hi to the guys there and look at my bike and eat the sandwich there. But that's where I'm gonna go, is get some sandwich. We're about to drive by the trailer store, which made me think of something. This is where I bought my trailer, my motorcycle trailer, I think almost 2 years ago, not quite, but a while ago. Let's see, where is it? There's a good one. That's all right. They're next to each other. The one I had and the one I want instead. Whatever. All right. So the moral story is, there's a lot of morals in this one. I got a cough. I got a motorcycle trailer there. It holds 2 motorcycles. I like it. But now knowing more about trailers, because that was that sucked. My first trailer. That was my first trailer. I know more about motorcycle trailers now. Ideally, I'd like a different one that's similar to the one I have, but not quite the same. Not a big deal in the grand scheme of things because, you know, whatever, my trailer works. But the reason I thought of it is because I was thinking about the UTV. And I know I've talked about it before, but I want to buy a UTV. Oh, shoot, this is it right here. This is where my bike is. Oh, I got to sneeze, but I want a sandwich more. I'm going to get a sandwich and come back. Wow, place is busy. Oh, pardon the sneeze. Okay. Anyway, so the reason I thought about it is because I want to, I've told you, get a UTV to help my friend in this big, awesome off-road race. But if I were to get a X3, for example, it's too big for the trailer I have. I'd have to buy a different trailer, which is kind of silly. And I thought, okay, I'll get the RS1 again, the one-seater RZR I've had before. It does fit in the trailer I have. I'm like, okay, I'll do that for the race. And then I have this crazy idea, as I think I mentioned, I should do an engine swap on the RS1. I should put a turbo engine in it so it's like more better. And that would be awesome, and I'm not opposed to doing it someday. But I had this thought the other day. I was like, what if instead of spending money on an RS or on a freaking UTV and doing an engine swap, what if instead I do an engine swap in the big street legal UTV I already own? What if I do the one thing that I've wanted to do for so long and thought I'd do eventually? What if instead of buying a UTV, I do an engine swap on my Jeep? And that is currently how things are going. Currently the plan, I'll just tell you, who cares? The plan is to do a supercharged 6.4 liter Hemi in that Mamma Jamma Jeep. I am so excited. I don't want to talk about it too long because I'll make like a more dedicated video about it. But frick it, I'm excited about it. It's what I'm most excited about. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. So I want to drive that Jeep to the shop in South Dakota to do it, and I think it'd be fun to trailer my touring bike to South Dakota, drop the Jeep off, and then ride my touring bike from South Dakota to Kansas and make a video about that. That'd be really fun. And then pick it up later when it's done. That's currently the plan. When I do that, it'll probably be at least a couple weeks, maybe more like a month. But the weather will be good. I'm excited. And all that's happening, by the way, when I sell the R8. The R8 is still on track to being sold, probably in a couple weeks. Just waiting on the title. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I don't want to talk about it too much, so I'll stop it right there. The shakes are getting worse. It has gone up my arms and into my nipples. My nipples are shaking. Wait, something's very wrong. I passed it. I got stupid leaking out of my head. Where is it? Where is it, precious? Where is it? Oh, shakiness. Can't see it in my gloves. My glove is in a steady position and my hand is like shaking inside of my glove. I went and got the large sandwich. I've never gotten the large one, but I'm scared. Also, oh boy, my body and my nipples are ready. I was gonna go into Let Go with the helmet, but there's a lot of people there and I don't want to just barge in and there's not much to see, so I'm just gonna end the video. Next time I come back, I'll probably be on that bike. You may not see the phone mounted here, but it's gonna look nice. Anyway, thanks for watching. I had so much good news, and I'll have even better news once I eat. So I'll see you next week. Bye.